welcome to round 3 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of February 6th. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Nicole Eridix is away this week.
Aww.
We miss her, but since it's just the two of us, we are bringing you some second thoughts on round 2 related topics from our archives all this week. So today it is an episode from August 2017.
Let's listen to a little of that. I wanted to check with you guys because I think I've heard from you before about your kids watching different sorts of things. It seems to me when my kids were little, we would always sit in front of the TV together. I would watch their little kiddie shows. We were always on the same page with entertainment. I knew all the show, even as they grew up and they were watching Disney Channel, I knew all the shows they were. I knew all the characters. I knew the actors. I made an effort to participate with them in whatever level of entertainment they were enjoying. Now, my daughter is watching all these YouTube videos. I have no idea what she's watching. She says, drops names all the time in conversation. When I said, oh, who is that? She says, oh, it's somebody on my YouTube show. And when did this happen? It's like they got tired of us knowing what they were watching. And so they went and invented this whole nother thing off there someplace that we can't sit on the couch and watch with them. So, my daughter's very much into these various YouTube series. And she also, on the actual television, has started watching Big Brother, which makes me feel like I have failed in some significant way.
Cringe.
I fear that Dancing with the Stars was the gateway drug, and now she's watching Big Brother, and she's buying back episodes of Big Brother from iTunes. So I am somewhat in despair about this entertainment of the young people in my house. I don't know what my son is on his phone pretty much all the time. He doesn't watch TV, he doesn't play on computers. He's on his phone. I'm sure he's watching things. I don't know what they are. So I am feeling like an old lady befuddled by the ways of the young. And I thought I would check in and see you guys. Do your kids watch these YouTube videos of families and people who I guess I don't even know what you call them. I don't think they're
vlogs.
Are they vlogs? Maybe they are. I don't know, but they seem to be quite popular with the kids.
Do you have a name?
What are your kids watching? She watches these ones that are families. There's a whole bunch of different families that she watches, and now apparently there's all the different families of all the different YouTube videos she watches got together and are in one place.
Oh.
And so they must all know each other. I don't know. It's very strange. I hear little snippets. I walk in sometimes. Today I was watching for about 5 minutes a video that was just basically people jumping into the pool. I watched it for a little while, and then I thought, well, they had rigged up something with balls with floating, and they weren't like beach balls; they looked like fabric balls of some sort. And first, little kids were jumping on them, and then adults were jumping on them, and I'm like, okay, can we go back to watching Barney? Because I think I enjoy that more. Can we go back into the past? So this is the thing, I guess, right? Do your kids have YouTube videos that they watch? YouTube series or whatever we call them?
Yes, mine do for sure. My daughter used to watch a ton of hair and makeup tutorials. And I think she's off that a little bit, and then she has at least one of those families that she watches for sure.
Them?
And I think it might.
People?
One of them is one of the ones that your daughter watches because I've seen on Facebook, but also she watches older TV shows. Recently, she started watching Survivor, and I said, are you, what season are you watching? And she's like, oh, no, I'm not watching a season. I just watch clips of, the challenges and stuff. I don't understand how that's, interesting if you don't even know who the people are and, what's at stake in the challenge, right?
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter keeps saying of Big Brother, I really don't understand what the contest is or what they're even doing, but it's just so fun to watch. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you could not tie me down and make me watch Big Brother. I would, How is anything about that entertaining?
And my son not as much as he used to, but he still does watch for sure. People playing video games, like people record themselves as they play a game.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he watches the YouTube, which is really enough to make me want to stick needles in my eyes. Like, I cannot stand watching people play video games. Like, when he's playing a game and he'll watch this. I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. No, I just can't.
Well, are these videos supposed to give him tips? Is it like figuring out how to do it?
I guess, but I don't know. But I think he even watches games that he doesn't even play. Like,
wow.
I feel like this is all just like a big prank on us, They all got together, all the young people got together and said, hey, let's start watching videos of random families and people playing video games. Our parents won't be able to figure that out.
They'll be so confused. Yeah.
Excellent work, children.
Mm-hmm. You did it. Don't understand.
You've made us be the old people going, these Beatles with their hair. I don't understand.
So, presumably, our kids are still watching things on screens, 5-6 years later, but probably not the same things. So, what's going on in your house? What are they watching?
My daughter is still watching The Families, and my son has started watching a family. He watches something called Oshitake Mushrooms. I think I've mentioned that here before. And seems to watch it constantly and will periodically just bring up a topic from it, like it was something that happened to him at work or just something that came into his head. And then I'll have to stop and say, is that from that video show you watch? And he'll say yes. So I don't know what else he watches when he's in his room on his phone all the time. Probably I don't want to know. But my daughter has branched out a lot. I think streaming services have opened up the world to her. So she watches a lot of TV shows and movies and things that, still a lot of reality. Bleh. But also, she likes those Hallmark movies with, not this one, but I think the genre started with something called Mother May I Sleep with Danger. Years ago with Tori Spelling, and that genre of Hallmark movies, I think they are. Maybe they're Lifetime movies. They're Lifetime movies.
Sounds Lifetime, yeah.
There's some suspense. There's some bad person. There's a problem. They're sleeping with danger. Look.
Danger.
She likes those. Yes. Okay. So I'll walk into a room and say, what you watching? Well, this guy is stalking her, and he killed his wife, and now she's afraid he's going to come for, it's like, why are you watching this?
Why?
She's had this possibly unrelated thing where shortly after she goes to sleep every night, she like screams.
Oh no.
And I say, are you okay? And she says, yeah, I'm fine. And she goes back to sleep. And the theory has been for a long time that it's because she watches this crap before she goes to bed. I don't think that's it, but still, she likes those things. I cannot stand them. I do not like suspense. I don't even care about spoilers because I like to know what's coming. So, I don't understand that. She also has filled our DVR with a great many things. So she's, in addition to watching a lot of streaming and a lot of YouTube, she's recording a lot of regular television. Whether she watches it or not, I do not know. But, lots of screen time for the girl. She watches a lot of screens. But she's branching out. Fiction, nonfiction, game shows, a little bit of everything.
Right.
And she watched that movie that we reviewed, Doggone. She watched that and liked it very much. So I've been, and also when we were on vacation, we were watching a West Wing marathon, and so she saw Rob Lowe in that too. And so I'm like, do you want to see other Rob Lowe? I can hook you up with other Rob Lowe. Here, St. Elmo's Fire, honey. St. Elmo's Fire is on HBO Max. He was young and beautiful, and he played the saxophone. Go watch. And she's like, I sent her the trailer, and it must have looked like something like from a cave wall.
I know, right? Black and white
trailers. It was not pretty. And it's and he was in The Outsiders. Let's find clips of that. He was really young there. I think I lost her somewhere.
He was
probably
an
the
infant in that one.
St. Elmo's Fire. I loved St. Elmo's Fire. I liked that movie a lot, and he was He was kind of tragic but adorable.
Yeah.
I may have to go on HBO Max and watch that. To get the get the scraggly, doggone version of Rob Lowe out of my head. No. Brothers and Sister does that. Holy cow! They had the handsome turned up on him.
Yes.
Not that you have to turn the dial very far, but anyway, What are your kids watching, Catherine? Is your son still into like NCIS, and is Madam Secretary even still on? You didn't mention that in the old episode, but I remember it.
Yes, he was totally into. He watched Madam Secretary like the whole thing at least. He watched it more than once. And yes, then he, at some point, he moved on to The Blacklist, which has a similar vibe, if you ask me, to like NCIS.
Isn't that like serial killers or?
No, I mean, yes and no, but like, it's, what's his name? James Spader.
Yes.
Playing this guy who he wants to work with the FBI, but only with this one woman, and he helps her solve crimes, but he also is like up to a lot of shenanigans. Yes. So,
does she sleep with danger? This one?
Yes,
she does.
So he watches that. He actually just recently watched Chernobyl on HBO, which,
my gosh.
like, I was like, no, thank you.
A cheerful evening's programming.
Yes.
Holy cow.
My husband is watching The Last of Us, which is that video game thing.
Yes.
Because and the Chernobyl guy worked on that. My husband played the game. I don't really think my son played the game, but he watches the show. Apparently, and I've heard my husband said this, and my son also raved about, and then I guess it's been all over the internet that there's sort of a bottle episode of The Last of Us, starring Nick Offerman, and everyone says it's amazing. So
yes, but also there is great debate over what the meaning of the bottle episode is, and that this is not in fact a bottle episode.
Oh,
a bottle episode is an existing set and existing characters.
Okay,
this is a standalone episode. Quite a lot of contention on this on Twitter, so just to warn you.
Okay, so I'm sorry I used the term bottle episode. I just meant I meant standalone, I guess. It's
but people are calling it a bottle episode and then getting into fistfights on it.
I see. Well, point being that you can watch it without watching everything else. Right. So yeah, he's been watching that. He still watches YouTube all the time. And he watches like obscure things on YouTube, like history rap battles, and like if he's watching Chernobyl.
Kind of Hamilton.
Yes, if he's watching Chernobyl, then he's going to be watching like nonfiction whatever about Chernobyl. Like he's that kind of kid. So
yeah, but it's your senior year, buddy. Have some fun.
Oh, don't worry, he still has fun. So yes,
I remember that time of my life I was watching Chernobyl.
Yeah, Chernobyl. Mm-hmm. And then my daughter, she's not here, but I can tell from her BeReals that she's watching The Bachelor, because that came up like 2 days in a row on her BeReal.
Gosh, my daughter likes that too.
Yeah,
I can't with that.
And she's still, like, from our show back in 2017 that we just played, mentioned Survivor. And at that time, she was watching, like, random clips of Survivor, which I don't understand how that boggles the mind. But now she watches it for real. Like, she watches the actual seasons. So.
It's something fascinating about it for the youngins. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, Friday, I'm gonna mention Survivor again. So get ready.
I'll
prepare yourself.
Get ready to whip off my headphones when you start.
Well, that's the catch up, I guess, on that. And that's going to be it for today's round 3. Tune in tomorrow when we will share our second thoughts on how our lives are like a TV show. That's the topic we're going to revisit.
Hopefully not Chernobyl.
Yeah, no.
Or Survivor. Maybe Survivor.
Yes. And then on Friday to see what we've come up with for our Roundup picks this week. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there on our Facebook page or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.